It's a crisis beyond imagination. You see, you can control perhaps pollution, air pollution, water pollution, this pollution, that pollution, but unless and until the pollution that has captivated the human heart of being too selfish, this pollution is self-created and nobody except yourself can remove it. So I think we are, as a family, falling apart. However justifiable reasons you may enforce on, say, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, we cannot afford this. This is all nonsense. You don't care. You're not even kind enough for your parents. Forget the world. So I don't think we have a hope if a person starts justifying their reasons to be away from parents. In fact, we are paying a big price when we neglect our parents and grandparents. You see, for example, let me give you one small example of as more and more youth members are moving away from the inner parts of Amazon jungles. What's happening there? The elder generation is not able to transfer the knowledge to the younger folks that this timber is good, this tree is good for that, this root is good for that, this flower is good for that, this leaf is good for something. This knowledge is not being transferred. So what happens then? After that generation is gone, the thousands of encyclopedic knowledge will be disappearing. Right? Now, what happens in a human society when grandparents are non-existent? Parents are too busy. Children are depending on digital platform and teachers. Where will they get previous generational knowledge or wisdom? Even if they don't speak much, but just being with the elderly generation, elderly parents, children feel comforted. They share stories, I used to do this, I used to do that. They learn new things from the old times. When this generational gap continues, for another next 1 or 2 generations, then what will happen to this human society? Think over it. We are heading toward catastrophe. That civil society, as we call it, will no longer exist in India. It's a crisis beyond imagination, you see. You can control perhaps pollution, air pollution, water pollution, this pollution, that pollution, but unless and until the pollution that has captivated the human heart of being too selfish, this pollution is self-created and nobody except yourself can remove it. To me, simplest solution is to follow your enlightened heart. When we meditate every morning, even for 10 minutes, and when your heart sees clarity, follow that clarity. See, when I was deeply involved in business in New York, very deeply. 24 hours were not enough. And I used to frequently visit India almost 3 to 4 times a year. Each time I would stay at least a month. Very little time was there when I go back and then getting ready to come back again to be in the company of my master, my guru. So people used to wonder, Kamlesh bhai, how are you able to take out so much of time and still run a business? I said the key is meditation. I give you a small example. Whenever I would meditate in the morning, 10, 15 things would get scanned through my mind on its own without my efforts. That, Aaj ye karna hai. These are the things that I have to do today. And then what happens when I see the uselessness of certain projects, when I see that I should not do this, I should not do this, I should avoid this, I should avoid this, I should not meet this person. More than 50% of things are out. You save so much of time. So when we reflect in our heart, clarity emerges and you are masterfully in a position to discard things that I must not do this. So the discrimination becomes extremely accessible, that what is right, what is wrong, what is profitable, what is not so profitable, what is good for me or the company, what is not so good for me or the company. It just strikes your mind immediately when you are so calm and peaceful. And when you meditate over a period of time, maybe let's see over 3 years, 4 years, 30 years, then this process of meditation no longer remains a process, because you become that. You become mentally. You are in a state of meditation all the time. So you are carrying that meditative mind all the time. So meditation is one of the ways, I would say, where you sensitize your conscience. Person with conscience can do nothing wrong. He might do once or twice. Third time he'll say, no, enough. I'm paying a bigger price when I do wrong things.